Hello everyone, and once again welcome back to my channel Server Gyan. My name is Dr. Lokendra Singh, and today we are going to discuss about these components which are very important. And what happens actually here is when we are going to face interview, so sometimes it happens that people are trying to ask that what are the tools you work with on daily basis. Moreover, how much time do you spend on each tool? So this is the particular thing which we are going to discuss today. And if you are new to my channel, then I would request you to please like, share and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any further questions, so please do write in comment box. I shall be happy to assist you on that. Okay, so let us start. So first of all, let us talk about Git. So Git is such a tool where DevOps team does not work very frequently. Why it is so? Because what are the major tasks of DevOps team? For example, when someone is going to join the organization, someone is going to leave the organization, so these are the particular moments when DevOps team has to work with the Git, like providing access, providing user access. So these are the particular thing which DevOps team has to perform on the top of Git. So that is why we do not have to work very frequently with Git. So what are the tasks we perform on the top of Git? Like providing user access, creating new repositories. If any developer is going to leave organization, or any person from the organization is going to leave, so providing that particular like revoking access of that particular person. These are the major tasks which DevOps team performs. Yes, that also depends on organization to organization. Sometimes it is a process that DevOps team is responsible for merging the branch as well. So in that case, for sure, DevOps team will have to work more and more on Git, because it could be possible that developers are merging their code into main branch multiple times in a day, or maybe there are multiple projects. So DevOps team will have to work on very frequently basis. Otherwise, if there is a process that developers are responsible for merging their code, then obviously I have written here that Git is supposed to be working on demand basis. Like, we do not work very frequently with Git. Yes, we have to work with Git very frequently as well. In what cases? Like when we are when we are working with Jenkins, and with every release, every build, we have to pull code from Git, which means indirectly we are working with Git very frequently. But guys, keep this thing in mind once again. Like, this is not a very frequent process. This is not very frequent in that case when you are working with Git directly. So when you are like running a Jenkins job, so there are two type of jobs. First of all is build, and second one could be for deployment. So whenever you are running deployment build, or maybe you can say like build creation you are doing, so every time you will have to pull code from Git only. So in that case, like, you are accessing Git indirectly, but in that case you are not logging to Git, you are not running any command there. So that is how somehow or the other you are accessing Git, but indirectly, but that is not direct access. Accessing Git is very frequent, because whenever you run a build job, so at that moment code is downloaded from Git, but that is not frequent. You are not accessing Git directly, but indirect manner using Jenkins. Okay, now Ansible. Ansible is such a tool which is used for configuration management. For example, we do not write playbooks on daily basis, because once the playbooks are written, your infrastructure is set up. So at that moment, you are not going to modify those Ansible playbooks very frequently. So if there is a requirement when you need to modify Ansible playbook, or there is a requirement like you need to create new playbooks, so at that moment you work with Ansible. Otherwise, once playbooks are written, so these are like constant, so there is no need to modify these. You can call this Ansible playbook with the help of Jenkins. For example, you want to download code from somewhere, or you want to deploy code on EC2, maybe on Docker container or wherever, so you can write some Ansible playbook for that. In that case, you are not accessing, or you are not working directly with Ansible, but obviously you are calling those Ansible playbook with the help of Jenkins only. So as I told you just before, that we have two type of jobs. First job is for build creation, and second one is for deployment. So when you are doing build deployment sort of stuff you are doing, so at that moment you will call Ansible playbook. Or if you do not want to use Ansible for deployment purpose, then you can directly call, or you can directly deploy your build using Jenkins onto this EC2, or maybe on Docker containers. Now, how much time? Okay, so in a nutshell, Jenkins is very frequent. Obviously, we have to deploy jobs multiple times in a day. So Jenkins is very frequent. Then after, if we talk about Ansible, so the Ansible is on demand. Now EC2 or AWS. So EC2 and AWS services are obviously very frequent. We have to check logs, all the applications which are deployed there. We have to work with them. We have to check logs. We have to check the what is the error going on, like if there is any load, any other things, if containers are working properly, all the logs are being written properly. So these are the things which we have to check very frequently. Now Linux and Windows. So obviously these are the operating system which are working on this EC2 or maybe inside Docker. So we have to work with Linux and Windows very frequently. Monitoring, if there is separate team for monitoring, maybe NOC team, or like there is some specific guys who are working for monitoring, then DevOps team does not take care of this very much. But yes, if DevOps team is responsible, so as and when an alert comes, because it could be possible that you might have set up email or maybe any other like alerting mechanism you are using, maybe calls, maybe SMS you are using. So as and when you get an alert via any medium, maybe email, call or SMS, so in that case you will have to immediately log into your monitoring system, and you will have to start debugging, start checking that what are the particular utilization, what are the services where you are getting errors and all. So these are the things you will have to perform. So monitoring service is very frequent. DevOps team has to check monitoring very frequently. Now ELK, so obviously like this is on demand basis. Whenever new services are being deployed, so you will have to ensure that logs of that service will be pushed to ELK. Then after you will have to create further dashboard, you will have to provide access to developers. So these are the things which you will have to do being DevOps onto ELK. Fine. So ELK is such a service which is not very frequently accessed by DevOps team. Now Jira. So Jira is such a tool which DevOps team has to log in very first of all when the DevOps team is going to start the work. So obviously what are the tasks assigned to them, what are pending tasks. So task tracking and in fact the task allocation is being done by using Jira only. So those organizations where agile methodology and Scrum method is being followed, so at that moment Jira becomes very necessary tool. Then after let's talk about Maven. So Maven is such a tool which is mostly used for developers, and those developers who are working on their code, so usually they prefer to have any ID. It could be maybe Maven and Gradle or maybe any other component, any other ID they might be using, but for sure they have to work with this very frequently. Reason being because their major task is for for development only, and development is done on the top of these tools only. So guys, once again in a nutshell if we have to say, so like on Git maybe half an hour per day you are giving, on Jenkins at least 2 hours in a day you are giving, Ansible you can say 30 minutes on daily basis, like Linux and AWS you are spending at least 3 hours, monitoring 1 hour you can say, ELK half an hour, Jira at least 2 hours in a day you are spending. So like this is somehow you can overall calculate that out of your 9 working hours, 7 hours you are spending like this, half an hour, 2 hour, 2.5, 3 hours, and over here you can say overall like 2 hours or maybe 2.5 hours you can say, let us make it 6. Then after 1 hour you are 1 hour you are spending on these two, and maybe 1 hour you are spending on this one. Because why it happens, so let us say you have an issue on Jira, and like that issue you will be either fixing on EC2 or you will be fixing on your Windows machine, maybe on Linux machine, maybe on Docker container. So the issue which is reported on Jira, so end of the day you will call that particular time to be spent on Linux, or maybe you can say that you are fixing on your Jira issues. Fine. So guys, this is how we have to work with Jenkins, and we have to work with the rest of tools. So I hope this is informative. If you have any further question you can ask. Thank you so very much for watching this video. If you have any further question, do write in comment box. Do not forget to please like, share and subscribe to my videos, my channel, and have a good time. Happy learning from Sarvargyan. Be safe.